Guys, today is Wednesday, April the 22nd, and we are going to do a fun science activity. All right, we're going to be talking about living and non living things. That's why Mr. Baxter's got on his cactus shirt. And I'll tell you a little bit more about why I have on a cactus shirt in just a second. But today is going to be so much fun because we're going to talk about living things and non-living things. We're going to talk about what makes them living things, what they need, and we're going to talk, and then we're going to do a fun little sort. And you guys will be able to go on a living thing and non-living thing scavenger hunt around your house and add it to your seesaw activity for the day. Okay? So let's find out where we're going and how we're going to get there. All right? All right, so today, where we are going is I can identify living and non-living things. And we're going to talk about the needs and the characteristics. Characteristics are things that make things what they are. Like characteristics of a ukulele is that it is a musical instrument and the color is brown. So a characteristic is another way of talking about how we can describe something. All right? So we know where we're going for science today, and then we're going to talk about how do we get there. Well, guys, once we are able to identify living and non-living things, we'll show what we know by I will sort living and non-living things. We'll talk about what living and non-living things have the same, and then what is not the same. Things that they have the same, like living things, are all going to have some things that are the same, and that's a similarity. All right, and things that are not the same between living things and non-living things, that's what we call a difference. Kind of sounds like the word different, doesn't it? Yeah. So things that are not the same makes it different. All right, so what I have for you today, guys, is a PowerPoint video, okay? I'm going to move a PowerPoint in front of our video screen, and then we're going to go over a PowerPoint talking about some fun things that living things need. We're going to talk about things that make things living things. We're going to talk about what makes things a non-living thing. And then we will do a fun sort. I'll show you some of the items that Mr. Baxter was able to find around his house. And then you are able to find some items on the internet or in some books if you'd like to, because I know we aren't going to be able to find everything we want around our house. Not everybody will, but that's okay. You can take a picture from your book, or you can even use that drawing tool and draw a picture of something that you want to put in there. Or you could use the text tool and type a word of something. All right, but I'll show you how we're gonna be doing that today. Okay, so let's put the ukulele away. Not all the way away. And I'll slide a table right here. I got a handy dandy brand new computer, guys, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to angle this down so that you all can see the screen. All right, so this is our living and non-living PowerPoint. And I'm going to zoom out just a little so that you guys can see. All right. Now, we're going to go through this together, okay? All right, so the first thing we have with our living and non-living, I put a little ocean wave here because living and non-living definitely makes me think about the earth, and since Earth Day's coming up, our ocean is the biggest part of our earth, and it's very, very important to Mr. Baxter. I absolutely love the ocean, love to be out, love to be in it, so I wanted to do a fun little PowerPoint presentation with the ocean theme. All right, so I'm gonna stay there. We go. So here we go. First thing we're gonna do, guys, is we're gonna take a look at a video together, a little song about what makes living things a living thing. You ready? All right, so let's make it big. So I saw that they need food and water, So some things are alive, like a plant or a cat. So that's a plant, and a cat is an animal. All right, so they're telling me that living things are alive and they're plants and animals. Let's look back here. Did you see it said living things, they need what? It said they need food and water, and then they can make more of themselves. Let's listen to that again. By reproducing. So, reproducing is a very important vocabulary word for the topic of living things. All right. So a stone or a rock is something that would be an example of a non-living thing. Now, a non-living thing, a stone or a rock, I'm thinking about it. It doesn't make any more of itself, and it doesn't need food, and it doesn't need water, right? We don't see rocks out there gathering water or eating or drinking. So that's one difference I can tell between a living and a non-living thing. Man, awesome. So I hope you enjoyed that song. All right, and we'll take a look back at our PowerPoint. All right, so we're going to go through and look at living and non-living things. The first thing we're going to take a look at, guys, is the characteristics of a living thing. And remember, characteristics means how we describe something. So are you ready? Here it comes. All right, so living things, boys and girls, are plants and animals. Okay, and so look, here comes some fun characteristics about it. Watch out for the things to pop up over here, and we will be reading some characteristics of our living things. Now, the first thing from our song, it told us that living things need food and water. Man, I get hungry and I get thirsty, so that must mean I am a living thing. Well, you're right. I breathe. I need food. I need water. I can grow. I could make more of myself. All right, let's see what the next thing is. Living things grow. Did you see that? They are always growing. All right, living things grow bigger by using the nutrients from the food and the water. All right, and the last thing that song told us, guys, was living things make more of themselves. And they reproduce. Remember, they make more of themselves by reproducing. Now let's take a couple looks at some pictures of living things, all right? One living thing is a horse. A horse is a living thing, right? It needs food and water. Horses grow from baby horses or foals all the way up into an adult. A flower. Now, a flower is a plant. A flower is a living thing. It needs food. It creates its own food through photosynthesis, and it needs water, and it also needs some sunlight for that food, right? And then look here. There's a picture of a teacher, a guy teacher. Kind of looks like Mr. Baxter, doesn't it? Zoom right there. Wears a tie. But yeah, we as humans, we are animals. We need food and water. We grow and we make more of ourselves, like by reproducing. So these are some animals and plants that show examples of living things. Now, the next page is going to show us non-living things, right? So if living things needed food and water, let's talk about some of the differences, all right? Some of the things that make non-living things different than living things, all right? Look, non-living things are not alive. You know what that means? They're not alive. They are not breathing. They are not growing. They are not, we're talking about things like our computer, a camera, a phone, things like your shoes. Those things are not alive. They don't move themselves. They don't breathe. Living things also do not grow. Did you see that? They do not grow. They stay the same size. Your shoes don't grow. That's why we have to get new shoes, because our feet grow, because our feet are a part of us, which is a living thing. But the shoes stay the same size. And non-living things can't reproduce. Okay, they don't reproduce. Your shoes don't make more of themselves. They have to be made. My jacket won't make more of itself. Somebody else has to make another jacket. Our book bag doesn't make more of itself. We have to make ourselves a new book bag, okay? Now, here's some examples. A John Deere tractor, John Deere tractor, I know a buddy out there likes that, is a non-living thing. The Statue of Liberty, although it looks like a lady, the Statue of Liberty is a big statue made out of copper, so it is a non-living thing. And then look, some toys. We got our Marvel action figures right there. They are non-living things. These action figures they're not alive, they don't grow, and they don't reproduce. So what you're going to do today on your seesaw activity, guys, is you are going to do a bye-bye. I made the non-living things get to move themselves really quick by turning into a bug. But you're going to do a living versus non-living sort. All right? So let's think about it. The living things are all going to be things that need food and water, that can grow, and they can reproduce. The non-living things are going to be things that are not alive, things that don't grow, and things that can't reproduce. So take a look here. I want to show you my items, okay? My first item, these are things kind of around the house or things I found in books, because I wanted to show you some very special things just to me, okay? So the first living thing, look, is Mr. and Mrs. Baxter. We're both humans. We live here at the house. So these are living things, Mr. and Mrs. Baxter. We both need food and water, and we can grow. Next, what about a water bottle? Yeah, a water bottle is a non-living thing. Water bottles do not need food or water. We can put water in them, but they do not need food and water to take care of themselves. Next, take a look there. My next living thing is Cosmo. Cosmo is a dog, right? And Cosmo is Cosmo needs food, he needs water, he can grow, right? So Cosmo is a perfect example of a living thing. Our next non-living thing is my ukulele, right? It does not need food and water. It does bring all kinds of joy, but it does not need food and water. All right? Let's take a look. Our next, what's it going to be? Oh, a living thing. Look here, guys. What is that? That's us. There's a honeybee, a Baxter bee. Bees need food and water, all right? And they reproduce, move themselves. So a bee is a living thing. I've been having lots of these, guys. I don't know about you, but that's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right there. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches don't need food, don't need water. They're not living, they're not alive. They are food that help living things. And last, here's a sunflower. Guys, this is mine and Mrs. Baxter, and also my mom, Mr. Baxter's mom's favorite flower. So being that I wanted to put an example of a plant on there for you, sunflower is one of my favorite plants, all right? And the last thing, guys, look, TV with Netflix on it. Your television is not a living thing. It does not need food or water. If you put water in it, it'll probably ruin it. If you smear food on it, it will probably mess up the screen. So a TV is a non-living thing. So look, here's our examples of my living and non-living things. I cannot wait to see your examples on your seesaw activity today. All right, this was super fun, guys. That's the end of the presentation there. I'm going to angle it back up. And we're going to take a look at the learning targets and success criteria for today, okay? See if we accomplished with our video what we were wanting to do. Let's look here. All right, so our learning target today, guys, where we were going was I could identify living and non-living things. Did we do that? Thumbs up, we sure did. And then how did we get there? The way we got there, guys, was I will sort living and non-living things. We talked about things that were the same or their similarity, and we talked about things that were not the same, right? Or their difference. I hope that you guys enjoy your seesaw activity. I can't wait to see some of the fun things that you guys put on your sort. And just know there will be a bonus sort on there where I want to see if you guys could see if you can tell me some different plants and animals. All right, so there's Rickety Tickety right there, signing out from Mr. B's Digital Hive. Thank you all for joining me today, you super scientists. Hope you all have a blast. All right, have a wonderful Wednesday.